What up, folks? I'm Ultrazilla, and this is another Vlogzilla. That's right, my zillions. Hope everyone is well out there. If you're new to the channel, and the chances are you might be new to the channel, Vlogzilla is where I, just talk about a certain subject or multiple subjects, which this vlog will probably be just a bunch of different things that I wanted to talk about. But I do them every so often. This might be the last one of the year because we're into November now, and I usually have another one at the beginning of January to kick off the year, and so this might be the last one of the year. So I wanted to talk about a few things that's been going on and things that have been going through my head, and we've had a very strange year. But let's start off positively, because we hit 13,000 subs here, and I want to thank everybody that's subbed between 12K and 13K for jumping aboard. All you guys, I hope you're enjoying the content. What you get here is, as much as I possibly can, daily videos at 8 p.m. EST. Whether that's a review, whether that's an unboxing, whether that's a news, whether that is a vlog or something else, because there are little special things that I do. Organizing Ultrazilla's toys is every once in a while. A series that I've done this year has been the Rewind Zone, the reviews that never were, and you're going to be getting another one very shortly. Might be in the next video you see actually here. And then there's going to be one more after that in December to complete a 5-video series. But, if you haven't seen those, I will be talking at length what that's all about in that video, so do stay tuned for that. But, there is plenty to enjoy here, so I thank you all for being part of the channel. I thank everybody from 1 to 12K as well. I'm not forgetting you guys. I thank everybody that's part of the channel. And I do want to also thank everybody in the last week that's wished me well, because I've had a really bad back, and across social media, from here to Instagram to Facebook, people have been wishing me well, and I do appreciate that. It means, folks are paying attention to what I say in some of these videos or in some of the posts, and that is always heartening when people are actually paying attention. So you'd be surprised, right? But, folks just look at pictures or just focus on, the review aspects of things and disregard everything else. Or they just get whatever they want from whatever, complaining. I've dealt with a lot of that over the last year now, haven't I? But, I thank you guys that have reached out. It's been a crazy last few weeks since NYCC. I've been sick, I've been injured, it's been bananas here at Casa Ultrazilla, and so I do thank everybody that's reached out for that, and again, thank everybody that's jumped aboard. Now, one of the things I've realized from being sick, from being injured is, boy, and this is one of those things that a lot of people don't, care when I talk about this, because it's boring, and it is, but I have to talk about it because, it's very important. But having the content done and ready to go is so important, and I am so glad that I've had content that has been ready to go. I did miss a bunch of days during my sickness, but that was, I couldn't do anything about it. I tried so hard, but I couldn't get that going. But, during this injury, I've had the content ready to go. I've been able to do a couple of new things. And that's been good. So, the thing that I've realized during this period is I will strive to just keep that 1-a-day content going. That is the thing that I think is the best for this channel, for me personally, that I like the best. I like having content consistent for you guys, so you guys know exactly when my content goes up every day. That, look, doing it that way eschews being first, eschews having the hottest product out, timely, it eschews all of that. And, you know what? That's just not where I'm at anymore. I'm more about having the content ready to go, having the consistency that you guys know that there will be content here at the same time every day, no matter what that is. And do, implore you guys, if you can, to check out something that maybe you're not into and see how it goes. Maybe you'll like it. Maybe you might want to be here just to hear my opinion and on stuff because you like what I bring to the table. And if you do like what I bring to the table, do please check out some of the other content that I am, showing you guys. Don't just, focus in on one particular thing, because I like doing a lot of different things, and I will always feature a lot of different things here because I'm into a lot of different things, and that's just the way I carry myself and just what I want out of this channel, and that's never going to change because I am who I am, guys. It was a slow crawl to 13K because I am very true to myself and what I like, and what I like, doesn't jive with what everybody else likes and what everybody wants me to be featuring here on the channel 24/7, and I can't do it, so it is what it is. But do check out other stuff on the channel, but being consistent is something that I will continue to do. I'm never gonna try to, at least hope not to try to do multiple videos a day or try to launch videos early. Sometimes, I'll tell you this, sometimes I might launch something a little bit late because of whatever reason I couldn't finish up that video, but I want to, get that one thing a day out there. So there might be times where I might be a little bit later, but that's the only time that I feel like things will be like off schedule a bit. So that's how I'm carrying myself. That's how I have carried myself. And the more I do this, the more I feel like that is right for me. And I think that's right for you guys too, because it gives you an exact time. That's what a channel should be. Like, at the end of the day, when you say YouTube channel, think about it like a broadcast TV channel. Everything is on a schedule there, right? That's what I strive for here. A schedule where you can tune into the Ultrazilla channel and find content there ready for you to watch. So the other things I want to talk about as we have progressed this year, a lot of things have been going on here. A lot of relationships have come and gone for me with companies, and there's been a lot of interesting reasons for that. A lot of reasons that I really can't get into, because I don't like talking specifics. It's not professional to do so. But I do like to generalize stuff, and I like to offer advice here and there to fellow content creators, companies where I can, because I think people watch this sort of stuff, and I feel like with all the experience I have, not just here, but in general in life, I've been in the comic industry for like 20 years, I've done a lot, and I think I have a very good perspective when it comes to a lot of things, and I try to put that forward and, pay it forward for other folks. And hopefully, maybe you, if you're trying to start a channel or, or work at a company, maybe you'll even gain something from this. Because, you know what? There's people working at some of the toy companies I've worked with that don't have as much experience as I have in general with companies, just as a professional, so people have different experiences, plain and simple. But there's been an interesting amount of things that happened this year that I gotta say, in years past, it hasn't been like this before, and it's kind of depressing in a way. For me, it's been a little bit depressing because I've had some really great highs, and then all of a sudden lows, and I just, from the same companies sometimes, and it's very strange. The year started off like a very odd relationship that was really great and should have been amazing based on what they were putting out, and in a really weird way, because I refuse to play ball, And this, is something that makes me laugh because it's so funny that people this year have called me a shill on, in certain reviews because I liked something. Man, if you guys knew some of the stuff that happens behind the scenes, that couldn't be so far from what I am that it's not even funny, guys. It really, really isn't. If you were, if you slid into my DMs, to to talk like that, you'd see like that. Man, no, that's not who I am. I am true to myself. I'm true to you guys. If you don't like what you hear, that's tough. That honestly, that is tough because you know what? I put out my honest opinion, and at the end of the day, it's my channel, so I can do so. But it's been a strange year with companies, I gotta say. And there's been things that have happened, and I'm like, why are we working like this now? And I don't get it. The thing I will say to some of these companies, and this is really, really important, I think, and it's a very unprofessional way to go about your business, but treat people with respect. Talk to people and let them know why you're not doing something with them anymore. I think that goes a long way, and I appreciate folks that have been very honest, but I gotta say, there's a lot of people in this industry that will just stop talking to you, just ghost you. And that is so unprofessional. In any business, you gotta understand, the business isn't as big as you think it is. And you don't know where myself, another content creator that might happen to, where we end up in life. Like, if you knew me personally, and anybody that knows me professionally knows that I'm very serious at what I do. I treat things very professionally. I treat people very professionally. And, I've done a lot of different things, like I said, in the comic industry. And, I've had some really good relationships here in the toy industry. And there's a reason for that. It's because I carry myself a certain way. So, ghosting someone is not professional. And you never know where I'm not looking to go anywhere in the toy industry personally, but you never know. Like, if something came along and I got hired to do something, I might run with it, and you never know where I end up. And you know what? I might end up in a position where maybe you need me sometimes. I'm not just a dude in the basement reviewing toys. I treat things very, very seriously. And you guys know I try to treat things with respect. And you know what? There's plenty of people in the toy industry that I've met that are like the salt of the earth. Really, so many cool people. So it's not all bad, for sure. There's a lot of cool people I've met, and a lot of new relationships that I've talked with people like at Toy Fair recently, or NYCC, that I don't know where that's going to go. So, 2024 might be a very interesting year in that regard, too. But there's been a lot of weirdness this year, and I just wanted to address it across the board, like, as vaguely as I can, as of a piece of advice, to anyone. And this goes across the board with anything you do. The worst thing you can do is ghost someone, because you never know how where that person ends up being, and you never know when you might meet that person again. So, because the world is a lot smaller than you think it is. So that is something I really wanted to touch upon and say it as, plainly and easily as possible. But here's something to think about. You are representing a company that produces toys. I am a toy reviewer. I'm a toy reporter too, because the UltraZ News does pretty well here, and people seem to like that. And I'm but most of all, I'm a human being, and I have feelings too. I don't like that. I don't like a lot of things, you know, like, but I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I'm very honest and very upfront, and I've said this before, but like, this is a two-way street. I don't do things because, you know, I want to get in good with everybody, and I'm like I said, I'm not here to shill. So when something like that happens, it makes me think very poorly of your company that you're representing. So, you know, not only has our relationship changed, but the way I think about some of your toys might change. And, you know, like, I'm honest, when I get a toy, I'm honest about the toy, but the chances of me getting your toys, like, decreases, or my excitement for your toys decrease. And, you know, like, I've gotten to a point now here on the channel, and me as a collector, where I don't get stuff purely just to get stuff for the channel anymore. I'm getting stuff for me because I want to review it, because I think it's awesome, and it looks awesome, at least. You know, you never know, right? And, you know, like, I don't need to get stuff purely because it is a certain type of toy that might do good on this channel. You guys know what I'm talking about. But I don't. And, you know, like, my coverage might be less of your stuff too, because why would I want to, like, why would I want to promote someone that did wrong by me? You know, like, again, I'm a human being. I'm just one dude doing this. I'm not like some, like, you know, I have no obligation to do anything that I don't want to do on my own channel. You know, like, I'm just being honest, you know, like, and I've always been honest in a lot of these vlogs, but my integrity, you know, is pretty high, and it is paramount to everything, and I'm not gonna, you know, belittle myself or put myself lower than what I am. I value what I do here, and I think it has value. And if folks don't think it has value, especially, you know, when it comes to, you know, some of the things that people really respond to here, then to me that's like, you know, okay, so you don't respect what I do, and that's fine. But you know what? I don't really need to, like, constantly cover your stuff either. And I'm not just trying to, you know, slight them, because I don't really do that. But as a human, why, you know, like, it doesn't make me feel good to want to do that. Because at the end of the day, I think this is where a major disconnect happens when I deal with companies. Is I'm a reviewer. I consider myself a reviewer, a pure reviewer through and through. I'm not an influencer. I'm not here to influence anyone. I'm not here to shill. I'm really not. I'm not here to push products that I don't think are good. Just because you're giving me a free toy, a discount, whatever, you know, like, I'm not here for that. And that's not what I do. And that's where I think there's a disconnect, because once I do something, and it happened really recently with a store that everybody is pushing right now, I reviewed a toy for them. I didn't care for said toy. They were like, why did you review it like that? Because it wasn't good. I'm gonna be honest. And if that, you know, causes a strain in our relationship, then hey, that's not on me. That's on you. You know, because I never claimed to be an influencer. I'm not trying to be anything. You know, it is a slow crawl to 13K, and that's because I do things my own way. I feature what I like. I do it the way I want to. And, you know, I don't get, like, a ton of backing. And, you know, I appreciate every company that wants to work with me. I really do. And I respect so many people in the industry. I just, you know, I want some respect back too, because what we do here, it's not easy. And I feel like, like I said, I feel like, you know, what we do here has value. My time has value. And I'm not here to just like, you know, push things that I don't feel good about, and I will never do that. I know folks think otherwise, and they can think whatever they want, but I really don't do that. And you know, the proof is, you know, in the pudding that I know, right? Because you guys don't know a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, and again, I don't talk you know, in specifics here because again, not very professional. I can't control what other people do and how they treat their channels. I've said this before. Everybody is, you know, in charge of what they do. Unfortunately for me, I do see what everybody else does, and it doesn't make me feel good about how other people approach things. And makes me, because I know what is happening behind the scenes, and it's not cool, you know, like, so that is what it is. I can't do anything about it. Other content creators, do whatever you want, you know, it is what it is. But me personally, I'll treat my things the way I treat my things, and you know, whatever. I'm not here for free toys. I'm here to review toys, and I'll get them, you know, and I'll have the relationship with them and those companies the way I see fit, you know. So I just want hey companies, I just want you to know I'm not here to influence. I'm not here as an advertiser. I'm not here as an advertisement. If a toy gets sent to me, it's getting reviewed, you know, plain and simple. Whether that's cool, good or not, you know, hey, that's not on me. It really isn't. So, you know, just that's the bottom line on that. I really can't talk about it any further than that. And I'll end the vlog there. I got across the two things I really want to talk about: the good news stuff, and also, you know, a lot of the reflection stuff and what I do here on the channel. And that's been something that's been bothering me all year, and more so as the year has gone, and I've dealt with like more companies that like you know, and it's not just like toy companies, it's like stores too, that work in a certain way. It's just, man, just realize, you know, how unprofessional that way of working is, and how this industry and other industries aren't as big as you think they are. And there you go, guys. That's my Vlogzilla. Hope you dug it. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you're new to the channel, why don't you go ahead and sub yourself for daily content, and let me help you diversify your collection and give you a little bit of insight sometimes on, you know, how to go about this wacky world of toy collecting. Till next time, peace out, peeps.